Hey y'all, so I'm excited. I have a new franchise to review. I've never done The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is the 13th season. I've seen every single season of this show, so it sucks that, I'm just getting into this whole YouTube thing, but yeah, this season hopefully is going to be a good one. And yeah, we'll be along on the ride together. So let's get into this episode, shall we? So this episode begins by them breaking the fourth wall. And, the ladies are all doing their first interviews. And the producers are asking them how life is like during the pandemic, how it's been. The timeline right now is June. They're also asking them how is BLM or Black Lives Matter. I really hate that we just can't say that phrase out, Black Lives Matter. I want to make sure people hear me say Black Lives Matter, not BLM. So yeah, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Lord, Cynthia, first one up, titties, 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 Jesus. They are just in my face in high definition, Jesus. So most of the ladies are just talking about the movement because I think when they started filming is right when the George Floyd protest started happening. Woo, child, and here comes Kandi's titties now. Not as big as Cynthia's, but still in my face. High definition. I mean, I have a problem with it, but damn, it's distracting. I really love what Porsha is wearing, though. I think she's the best dressed so far out of the bunch. So now we're getting Porsha's camera footage of her being right in the trenches of the chaos and the protesting. We see her running away from gas being thrown at them, and yeah, it looks pretty chaotic. We're getting her viewpoint from the whole situation. Now, I get it. I love that they are highlighting the movement or whatever, but so far the episode is pretty heavy, for a reality show on Bravo. I don't mind, but it's just an observation. This is the first 5 minutes. So we get the title screen, and now it looks like the episode is officially beginning. So we're at Cynthia's house, or Lake Bailey, and it looks like she's doing her best to make it seem like the food she ordered, that she prepared it herself. Kandi is the first one to show up, and I'm not sure what she's wearing. It looks like she's wearing a fancy hazmat suit. It's all yellow. Anywho, we're catching up with Cynthia's life and her confessional. She was in LA for, I'm guessing, the downtime of when the Rona happened, and she just moved back to Atlanta, her and Mike. It's always so weird. She actually doesn't live in Atlanta anymore, which makes me think that this is her last season. It should be her last season, by the way. Lord have mercy, Cynthia's titties are just falling out her dress. And this is the theme of the episode, Cynthia's titties. Lord, and here comes Marlo, just being as extra as all possible. And I mean, that's what we know and love about her. She's doing temperature checks to an event that's not even hers. And to be honest, if she's really trying to be safe scientifically, she's wearing this visor mask, which doesn't really, do anything for your face because it's not covered. She needs to be wearing a mask as well as the visor. Temperature checks, that really doesn't do anything. Okay, 98.5. You can still be asymptomatic, so it really doesn't matter what temperature you are, even if you're at a safe one. But anywho, Marlo, thank you for the extraness. So we see that Porsha didn't make it to the lunch because she's out protesting. I'm loving this name, Porsha Luther King. That's basically what she's doing the entire episode, PLK. Now, throughout the whole episode, we do have Porsha on the ground protesting. So if I skip over it, it's basically she's out protesting throughout the entire show. So I'm just gonna go do the main points of this episode and save Porsha for the end. As for Kenya, she's missing a lunch too because she has her own matters to tend to. She's going to see her attorney regarding her divorce. Now, as Kenya's driving, we're catching up on her life, what she's been doing since filming ended. And it's been noted that all of the wives have gained some weight during the quarantine, but Kenya, unfortunately, her weight gain is the most noticeable. And that's no shade, y'all. She said it, not me. She said she gained 30 pounds, and that's a lot. I think she's exaggerating. If she gained 30 pounds, we would definitely notice it. But I think she gained maybe a good 18, 20 at the most. She's talking to her friend Brandon right now and talking about how Mark and her are still separated and nothing has really changed from last season. He does not care about Kenya at all. At all. I don't even think he cares about the kid either. So Kenya gets to the attorney's office and I gotta say what she's wearing is definitely a size or two too small, and that's what's making it seem like she gained a lot of weight. And she looks like she can't breathe. Like she looks like she's uncomfortable. Like, there's nothing wrong with gaining a little weight, but at least just put on something that fits you and is flattering, because Kenya's still beautiful. It's just she's wearing clothes that, like, she looks like she's about to, like, pass out. Now, what I'm getting from this scene is she's just asking her attorney, like, her options, like, for separation or divorce. And regardless of how I feel about Kenya, because y'all know I think Kenya's an asshole, but no person should stay in a relationship if it's not working. That's just anybody. Now, here's the real tea. The producer asked Kenya in the confessional, so what's Mark's relationship with his other children? Kenya did not want to answer it. And that's the tea that I really want to know. And she just was like, oh, that's a loaded question. Girl, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's something there, y'all. Hopefully, we hear it on Shade Room or something so we can discuss it on Pop Bros. Now, Kenya, this African-inspired look that you have on your confessional, I love this. Give me more of this, please. So this scene ends with the moment I'm pretty sure wasn't supposed to be filmed because the cameras weren't there, but since their mic packs were still on, it's fair game. And the producers on this show are shady. We hear the attorney telling Kenya real talk, like, you need to stop self-depreciating yourself for this man. And I gotta agree, that is some real advice. He was like, I appreciated that. Like, he gave us some real, like, person-to-person advice. Like, you should never diminish yourself for a man. And it's funny because I just told my friend who's in this certain situation the same thing. But it's really up to that person to leave. You can't want the best for somebody if they don't want the best for themselves. Next scene, we're at Kandi's residence. Oh my God. Riley is 17? Why does she look my age? I'm 35. Why? What is going on? And Riley is in a full beat and lace front right now. Like, it don't look like she's going to college. It looked like she about to go buy her own house, you know? The conversation is revolving around her going to college. She's going to NYU. Now, I'm not sure why Kandi is bringing up college expenses when she's worth tens of millions of dollars. This conversation goes into her talking about Riley's dad and him owing child support to the tune of $100,000. Now, I get it. Just because Kandi's rich doesn't mean that the deadbeat dad isn't supposed to put in his weight. But this is another storyline that we've seen before, I think maybe 2 seasons ago. And I get it. Maybe Riley wants to sue her dad for child support that she's owed, but that's Riley's situation. She already looks like a grown woman, but yeah, Kandi getting into it with Riley's dad, like, we've been there, done that. Like, can we get something new, please? Now, next scene, we're at Kenya's place and Kandi and Cynthia are meeting her. She's doing significant changes to the ditch she lives in right now, and she wants to add a pool and a play area for her daughter. Now, I will say, even though Kenya lives in a ditch, her house is beautiful, especially in the inside. So they're all talking, and Kenya's updating them on her relationship with Mark. They've been separated for 10 months. Now, I get it. Even if it is because of the Rona, 10 months is a long time. Y'all are basically living thousands of miles away, and you think he's not talking to no other women for 10 months? I don't know. Like, you need to let go, girl. Let it go. Like Keisha. And clearly from Kandi's and Cynthia's confessionals, she really needs to move on, and I agree. So next scene we're with Cynthia at her place, and I must say, she keeps a gay minion on call for her. We see Mike come over, and I must say, I love their relationship. It's obvious that she loves him. He makes her so happy, we can tell, and we can tell from him that he loves her, which is great. Wow, they are really open about their sex life too. Like, this is real TMI. So they're discussing the quarantine and how it's affecting their relationship. But Cynthia is particularly concerned of the quarantine as regards to her wedding. She was told that, for COVID compliance, she needs to have only 50 guests max. She actually has 250. Now, I don't get the big deal of slicing that many people. I don't even think I can name 200 people to go to my wedding. Like 50 is pretty much fine with me, but as you know, she had her wedding already, and some of the people I saw at that wedding, I'm like, girl, you could have had 50 people at this wedding. You really could have. Now, Mike, bless his heart, because he seems like a really good man. He just wants to marry Cynthia. He does not care about the wedding itself. And even if she does want the wedding, he was like, why can't we just get married on that date, in the courthouse, and then have the ceremony that you want? Cynthia's not having it. She was like, it's my wedding, and I want it when I want it. And I want it now. She basically like, oh, well, if I can't have it on this date, then we shouldn't get married at all until it's right to get married. And I don't know. I think that's a little selfish, Cynthia. I like you, but, as I said before, she had the wedding already with 250 people, and I thought that was pretty unsafe and selfish of her. They didn't even film it. So, I don't know. Anywho, next scene we see Kandi heading to the building site of her new restaurant. Here we go. Another same storyline for Kandi. She's having a new business to promote on the show. Okay. And here goes sweet Don Juan. I don't know, y'all. Like, just the sight of him annoys me. There's just something about him that I don't like. I can't put my finger on it. You let me know in the comments, because I don't know, there's just something about him that I don't like at all. So they're all talking, and she's interrupted with the FaceTime by Cynthia. Cynthia's telling her, oh girl, did you hear in Kentucky, like Porsha got arrested? So they're talking about that, and then we see, Porsha getting arrested in Kentucky. Now the ladies are concerned for her, but they're also just really proud for her. And I gotta say, like, Porsha is really like using her platform, walking the walk, doing the work, and I appreciate that about her. So then the next scene, we're in Kentucky, and we see after 13 hours of being in jail, Porsha and the other protesters are set free. She's then telling the producers in the confessional, like, her experience with it, and she would definitely do it all over again. And that's where the episode ends. Now, the first episode is always the let's get reacquainted with the ladies, so it's gonna go slow. Hopefully next week, we really hit the ground running, and also I want to meet the new wife. I'm not familiar with her, but I do recognize her from that TLC movie on VH1. Also, I am particularly worried that this season is going to be a dud because they're recycling storylines already. The show doesn't really seem fresh. And then you have 5 cast members, but you need 4 friends of the show because they're not that interesting. Like, now we have 9 women on the show. Like, you have 4 other friends of that, you get 1 more, that's a whole nother franchise. So yeah, I'm being optimistic right now. So hopefully, this is a great season. Anywho, like, comment, and subscribe. I got 2 more videos to do. I got Euphoria and Potomac coming up next. So yeah, I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.